I believe we have Sammy ready. We love Sammy as much as you do, Chad, and I believe we will be bringing him here right now.
Hello, you guys hear me?
Hey, Sammy.
Hey, Sammy.
Loud and clear.
Hear me? All right.
Yes.
Well, okay. As I was saying, I've been watching the chat, and I know we have a lot of our operations lads over here. Very worried about the current state of the game. I know they've already asked some questions, and you guys just touched on some stuff. I still want to ask my questions in order. So I definitely want to touch on the current cheating issue. I think that's something we'll touch on in the end, so you guys have more time to elaborate. But my first question, it seems like the test that you guys did with solo mode was a lot of fun. I mean, I have a ton of fun in the solo mode on the weekends. I wanted to know how the analytics have been on solo mode and if it's popular on the global client, and will we be able to see it off of rotation and on other maps in the near future?
Right. That's a great question. And Seth, can you share your wisdom with us?
Yeah, definitely. So looking for the participations, so it's actually doing pretty good, and we really appreciate the community's feedback, and we will continue the testing phase. So maybe just keep your feedbacks coming.
Yep. Yeah.
Keep your feedback coming so we can, better the solo queue experience.
Yeah, we are hungry for your feedback, guys, gals. Keep them coming.
So keep playing solo mode. Got it.
Yeah,
that's
I know you guys just touched on the map questions. I still want to ask this question. Maybe there's something else you could elaborate on. I feel like we as players, we just love something new to get excited about. And we've been wondering about Zero Dame hard mode. We know brackish hard mode's already implemented in the China client. I played it myself. It's a ton of fun. Lots of reds found there. But that's not on global. And I want to know what your plans are regarding these two modes, if you have one, and if there's anything in the works that we can get excited for that wasn't mentioned, anything extra, maybe Space City expansions, anything else.
Yeah, it's really like a popular questions. We just heard had questions like also asked about hotbar cache. So the answer is like we still don't have plans to bring like hotbar cache to Delta Force like immediately. It's still like about the matchmaking experiments. We may launch some tests in the future, I think, so to gather some feedbacks and also like test out whether the new modes will work good in like globally. So maybe when we launch another test, you guys can participate in it. And also our team is right now focusing on creating new experiments in Delta Force. So we are creating like new maps, and also like what Sammy just said, we are doing like expansions on space cities, and this I believe it will come out like in
early
next year.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, just still keep playing Delta Force, and we will create more contents for you guys.
Okay, sounds good. Now, this question might be a little unique to content creators, but I think I can speak for everyone with this one. I want to know if there are any plans to add proximity chat to Delta Force.
Oh, the proximity chat. Okay,
proximity chat. Yeah.
So the proximity chat, we believe it is a really unique and great experiment. But for now, we have no plans to bring it to Delta Force anytime sooner as well. The decision is like really comes down to a lot of considerations because we think Delta Force is a tactical shooter. So while you're playing Delta Force in combat, it's all about tactical information acquisitions. So our absolute first priority is to making sure that these experiments is solid for everyone. That being said, we always will listen to the community and we hear you, and everything you bring up, we will consider it very carefully. So just keep more feedbacks, and we will do, and just keep more feedbacks, and we will just think about what can be done to improve data force experiments in the future.
And I believe, Sammy, what you are looking for on behalf of creator friends is that you want more dynamics and fun and sometimes a little bit of chaos in the streams.
Yeah.
We hear you, and in next year, very soon, you will be able to play as Saeed, the bad guy in Delta Force. That's going to make things very interesting, and we believe also very positive in a way.
Yes.
But that's a story for another time. But hopefully this will make you happy and be more looking forward to Delta Force, in the future as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And before I get to my last question, where's the best place that we can leave this feedback you guys are looking for? I know that, we're all typing in a bunch of places and there's a lot of noise out there. Like, where would be the best place for us to all leave this feedback for you? If we want prox chat, if we want solos all the time, where would that be?
So speaking as community manager,
he's the best guy to send. He's everywhere.
Yeah,
he's everywhere.
So basically we have tons of our official social channels. If you leave message, if you pin us on Twitter, or if you just write a post on our official subreddit, we'll see it. We'll pass it to the team and discuss internally and see if worth implementing in any given time. So we'll definitely hear all your voice. Yeah, no need to worry about the message channels.
Dude's doing his homework very hard.
It's my job.
All right. And my last question, the burning question. There's been a lot of noise online regarding the current cheater situation. We're seeing it in the chats right now. I just like to take this opportunity to consolidate everything we've heard and to ask you guys, what are your short-term plans to solve the massive cheating issue in the global client? And what are your long-term solutions to prevent another fallout of players due to this issue? We obviously saw a big drop-off this season, so wanted to get you guys' thoughts on both of those things.
So let me take this question. Also, as community manager, I've seen fair share of player feedback and complaints even on daily basis. But that's fair because players do want to play in a safer game, right? Mm-hmm. They want to make sure there's no worries, there's no danger when they're playing operations mode. So short answer for our short-term plan, we are monitoring the situation and keep banning players weekly on daily basis. We'll share the weekly banning numbers each week on our social. If you've been following, it's been tens of thousands through the latest through the last updates, and I'm sure there will be more. We'll just keep at it, and in the meantime, we're also keep updating our anti-cheat mechanism. New stuff coming, new technology coming, which we'll get into later, to make sure that cheaters they've been finding new ways to break into the game to affect player experience, and we have to evolve accordingly. So that's what we've been doing, and the long term our fix is to introduce more hardcore mechanism. If you remember, we just did secure boot pool on social, and I can tell you 90% of the players are in favor of it.
Totally on board.
Yeah, yes. Totally on board. So we're actively looking at the pros and cons and everything, and hopefully we can bring it to the global client in the near future.
Yeah, Sammy, what we are trying to say here is anti-cheat is our lifeline, and we are not exaggerating here. And the way we conduct anti-cheat in Delta Force is a multi-layered infrastructure, and we are constantly updating it. And for the next season, we will be upgrading our replay system and also our backend algorithm to really find the misalignment between player behavior and their earning in each game. We will elaborate this in details later, but we want to assure you and our chat that we totally feel you, and we feel the pain as much as you do. And it is our utmost goal to make sure Delta Force is a clean and integrated game.
Well, we definitely appreciate that. And that's the end of my questions. So thank you guys for having me on, and hoping to see some great updates here soon.
Hey, Anders.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Anders.
What's up, man?
Technical problem there.
Hey.
So new season's looking good. There are some alternatives that recently came out, though. So why should players care about Delta Force with this new content? What is Delta Force bringing to the Warfare mode?
Well, so that's a very big question, and we're going to have to get into details for that big question. Hi, it's your time.
Sure. So this is a subjective question, and but from our perspective, we obviously hope that more players will try out Delta Force, love the experience, and decided to stick with us. So as the development team, we've been working hard to deliver steady updates with new content to our players. And if you count this new season, which is our 7th season, I believe, and you are looking at a huge amount of stuff to play. So 13 operators and 10 maps in Warfare, 6 maps in Operations, and 59 weapons and 12 vehicles, and new minimums like Victory Unite, TDM, and the Hot Zones, so on. So, and we are not planning to hit the pause button. So we are also actively incubating our esports community, and the very first Warfare World finale is coming in just a month, and we have plans for an even bigger year in 2026. So this is a huge priority for us. And so now switching gears a bit, if it is okay, we would generally love to know as a creator, what really clicked for you when you first played Delta Force, and what is your top 3 wish list item for the current Delta Force?
What spoke to me as a creator and just really as a player when I first started playing Delta Force, especially the Warfare mode, was first of all the fact that it was free, right? So it's great. Just download it. You can just play it. Yeah. Just the fact that Delta Force is offering a Warfare experience, a combined arms experience that you can actually play against the other games and all that sort of stuff. So it's another option in the space. And the way everything was set up, I really felt the optimization was really great. The quality of things were really apparent. Obviously, it's the animations you guys, I think, you do with the inspects and the reload animations and all that are pretty much second to none. So the quality stood out to me as well. And in terms of wish list, I always think it's just going to be the same thing, right? Like I'm a player first, content creator second. You mentioned the content. More content's always great. I like the I actually didn't know you guys added Team Deathmatch. I like that a lot. And you just said you added 2 new modes for that. So really, I mean, you asked me the 3 things. It's pretty much content. But you guys are seems like you're delivering that.
Well, yeah, to be honest, as developers, as publishers, our top priority, our goal is to, keep up the fresh content coming. So for us, our keyword has to be content too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, man. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, absolutely. So what is being done to change some aspects about Warfare in this season? Are there any balance changes coming to the game regarding specific operators?
Yeah, we definitely do have tons of changes and optimizations, but I'll have to, leave it to the expert.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're doing many things each season to improve your experience, but it all starts with player feedback. So by reviewing the game data and collecting feedback on our social and community, we will know if a certain operator is being too overpowered or a type of vehicle is too much to handle for either side. And then we'll just discuss, test, and tweak the numbers in a way to make you feel the game is more balanced, So we can see when you feel like you can't penetrate as an attacker in certain maps, and what ends up happening via a couple of patches is likely more vehicle deployment options or optimize the spawn point where you won't be targeted as the attacker, so you can have a more friendly experience. And we have new maps and new minimos and the new the balance adjustments will be in the new patch notes. Yeah.
All of them in the patch notes.
Which is rigorously written by Kyle on Monday. That's on his to-do list, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Let
So
me some good
looking
patch
forward to
notes.
that.
Yeah, that's good.
We
And then,
will make sure you read
We're
them.
on it. Yeah.
Yes, I will absolutely read them.
Sure.
Then I'm asking this next question on the behalf of, I suppose, people that want me to ask it. People are noticing the consistency of the Steam charts, and I just would like to ask you, like, how do you explain the consistency of the player counts, because it is very impressive.
Yeah, so this is a great question. Delta Force has a big player count on the Steam charts, but sometimes players find it hard to get into a match, right? So we are actually really happy this question gets asked, because it gives us a opportunity to provide some context and get feedback from our community. So basically, the core issue is that Delta Force is a massive game, and all of its content inevitably leads to splitting the player base. And we have two main modes, several mini modes, multiple maps, and the game is living over like 100 territories. So taking Chinese mainland as an example, the games surpassed the 30 million daily players, so including 10 million on PC. So when you combine all those factors, say a specific mini mode on a specific map in a less populated region, it means the amount of available players for that exact combination gets split up. So that's why you can sometimes have difficulty finding a game, even when the overall numbers look, huge. So this is absolutely something we need to solve, and we are generally love to work with our community to find ways to improve matchmaking and unify the players base without sacrificing all the great content.
Great explanation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everything is looking good for season 1. I appreciate you guys inviting me on. Not season 1, the next season.
Thank you, Anders.
Yeah,
appreciate the question.
Appreciate it, and we hope to see you very soon. We've been following your perfume channels too.
Do you really? Well, if you need any suggestions, really, feel free. That's one of my favorite things. If you want to need anything. So.
Well, yeah. Okay. Just keep the content coming as developers too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Anders. Take care.
So, chat, it's time, and let's talk about anti-cheat, our number one priority in the game. We want to walk you through our recent efforts and what's next.
So, Kyle, what's the latest numbers for Delta Force?
And so for the latest season, the Warblaze, we banned nearly 30,000 cheaters, and over 20,000 of them were banned for 10 years. And we also stopped over 100,000 cheat attempts instantly.
That's a great start. But I know our team hasn't just been banning people, they've also been building the tech, right? So what should we expect for the players?
Yeah, you have a lot to expect. So the first big upgrade is our new replay system. I mean, the full data of every match.
So if I'm a cheater, I should feel I will be held accountable in the game?
Yeah, because you're on camera.
Okay, but also because of the new replay system, right?
Yeah.
That's really a great foundation. And here we are also making it even faster.
Yeah, we're making it faster, by, great percentage.
That's really awesome. And now let's also talk about the algorithm. I believe it's not just about the system we use to collect data, but also how we process them. Can you also talk about that?
Yeah, so we're it's the tag is called loot ESP, right? So we all know cheaters were using wall hacks to see right items concealed in the container, and we're just upgrading it so in a way so cheaters won't be able to see through this container.
So the loot picking, I know the team was working on it, and it's a big fix, right?
Yeah, our security team has been awesome, and they nailed it. We changed how loot info is handled. Now the cheat can't see what's in the container until a real player opens it.
So the entire category of cheat is just gone.
Yeah,
Oof.
gone. And it's very ineffective, and it's a long-term fix also. So we also killed the red radio, the so-called instant open exploit, and that one is gone too.
Okay,
yeah,
that's 2 for 1. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But also I mostly play on console, and anything for us console players.
All right,
here?
we got you covered. So yeah, as you already know, we'll introduce native KBM support for console along with crossplay. So it's very simple mechanism. You can only use KBM if you enable crossplay. Console only is a controllers only. Aim assist is also balanced for each one.
Okay, but let's say if I want to use mouse and keyboard, but at the same time I also want aim assist on console. There are some, team stuff that can help me do it. If you no,
don't get there. Don't even think about it. Not a chance. So we're rolling out a major security upgrade just for console. And if you're using like adapters and other exploits, you'll be caught. You'll be busted.
Okay, so what's the consequence of using one? Let's say,
well,
a friend of mine.
A friend of
mine.
Okay, so basically it's tiered from warnings to losing rewards, and most seriously, like you can get a full account or device ban.
That's pretty serious. A device ban.
Yeah, that's serious. We mean it, and a fair game, is what we want on all kinds of devices and platforms.
Okay. But is that everything for all players?
Well, like one last thing, but last not least, you saw our poll
for this season.
Yeah, basically for this season, but you also, let's take things, one step.
Long picture, okay.
Yeah,
bigger picture here.
One step at a time. You all saw our polls on Secure Bull. We really appreciate the community for voting. It really provides some more insights, more details to us, and we're optimistic that we can bring it to Delta Force soon. And that's absolutely one more shield for all of you.
Well, I'll be on the lookout for that, especially when I'm playing against, players from the other side, right? But also, I believe since we already talked about consoles, we should also talk about consoles. We already introduced several major improvements to make Delta Force even better experience for console players. And the first one, obviously, is console-only crossplay. It's pretty straightforward. If you are playing on Xbox, you will be able to play with players only on Xbox and or PlayStation.
Which means if you're on PlayStation, you can choose to play only with PlayStation players, or PlayStation and Xbox players, or with all console and PC players.
And we already spoiled that you will be able to play with mouse and keyboard on console. When you do, you will be playing with PC players to make the games fair.
And also, linear movement is also coming along to Delta Force, and that's one of many big changes, big optimizations to Delta Force on console. We've been testing and optimizing it.
That's really awesome. And a lot more changes are coming, like auto batch loot in operations. It's truly a lifesaver for players who's playing on a pad. You can set a value threshold, and the game will loot and organize stuff nicely for you that is above the value you set. And of course, you have more ways to customize this feature. You can set a value, and if an item is worth even more than that value, it will be put into your safe box, which is really neat. And of course, we are bringing even more improvements to console, like we are introducing more ways to reload your weapon on top of the 120 frame rates we added during last season. And also audio fix tons of bug fixes, improvements on the overall maneuvering, and also a smoother red stick, which I really appreciate. We are working really hard to make Delta Force a great experience on console, and we are not stopping just here. Now I believe it's time we invite one final creator friend for our last live Q&A session with creators. Let's welcome Shifan. I believe we have you right there, brother.
Hello, devs and chat. This is Shifan. Been joining a lot in Delta Force, both PC and mobile. So today I got some questions to ask, kind of like for both, players from both sides. I guess the first question would be for us mobile players. Delta Force is pretty already optimized, if not one of the most optimized FPS games out there. But can we get faster support on these new devices, new phones? For example, those Android phones with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 or even Apple M5 chip. Because I do believe a lot of players, hardcore players, we get these best device or newest device just to play the game, enjoying highest FPS, highest graphics and all that. So I think that would really help out, the mobile community.
Yeah.
So Shifan, if you remember when we launched on mobile, the first couple of seasons, we launched the mobile along with tons of optimization on mobile, fidelity and the graphics. We expanded the list over time, and so that's also something we're actively looking to improve. Since we're now not only on PC, console, and we're on all kinds of platforms. And if a new player is just buying the new phone to play our games, to immerse themselves in the best device, and it's on us to keep up with the player needs to provide the most immersive experience. So that's absolutely on our to-do list, and we do wish to share the full device list, including more high-end new device to for you to play the game on mobile.
Yeah, we truly appreciate your high praise, and our dev team, not us, we know nothing about coding, but our dev team will not disappoint you. That we are very certain of.
And our job is to cross a message to the dev team so we can and better serve you in every way.
Yeah.
Thank you, devs. I guess that would be really helpful because I just got some new devices. I can't wait to play Delta Force mobile in the highest frame rate and graphics. But yeah, that really helped. I guess the second question would be kind of you guys already touched on this in today's meeting, but I just want to kind of ask again for us PC players out there. I think on mobile we casually see cheaters here and there, but on PC I think the situation is kind of severe. So some legit players, they ended up playing, for example, they're avoiding, for example, to play specifically hard or even prison hard just to avoid suspicious players. So is there anything that can tighten up maybe the anti-cheat in a way, or so that I guess the legit players can joining the game even more, without running into those suspicious ones? Yeah.
Okay, we heard you loud and clear, and let me just reiterate this statement once again. I don't feel like we can stress it enough, right? So anti-cheat is definitely our top priority, not only on PC, but on mobile, but on console. And just like we introduced, we have banned almost 30,000 cheaters and stopped 100,000 cheat attempts during the past season. And I'm sure the number will go up if we go harder on them, which we definitely will. And in the meantime, we'll also manage to upgrade our security mechanism each season. And so each season you see all the new technology. Eventually hopefully and eventually we'll cover all the grounds. So for this new season, though, you can expect, for a gaming environment, because of our upgrades on replay, our strikes on Lube BSP, and our reinforcement on console security, since we'll introduce native KBM support to this new season. And last but not least, like we just mentioned, we want to break it to you. We're now looking at implementing secure boot on Delta Force in the near future, which we believe will be a strong safeguard against cheaters now that it's industry standard.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess like last but not least is the I guess the Unreal Engine 5 sounds like super awesome for Delta Force. So, but I want to kind of like emphasize on, I guess, the FPS optimization for PC players and also the graphics, because like currently, I guess like some players, they are able to like modify some files to get like higher FPS than just regular players. So when Unreal Engine 5 drops, is like the optimization is one of your like top priority for like PC players or even like mobile players. So that we can all enjoy our best, most favorite gaming, like the highest possible settings.
Yeah, we treat this very seriously. Like you said, we feel performance and frame rates are the most important aspect of our game and a core part of player experience. And that's why we are planning doing this in a tiered way, stage by stage. We are not planning to, just overnight Delta Force is on Unreal Engine 5 and without proper optimization, that's not going to happen for Delta Force. It is still too early for us to share the full picture, and we are dying to share more in our future streams. We gotta save some bullets for the future, but we do want to assure you that for us here at Team Jade, we want to make games that's accessible to everyone. You don't have to be on the latest, most expensive hardware to enjoy Delta Force, and we are planning to keep true to this value, despite whatever engine the game is built on.
And I also want to stress that since we're a free game, and free does not mean like it's
low
free
quality
of charge, but it also means it's accessible to as many players as possible. Whether you're using, like I said in the previous stream, whether you're using the latest iPhone or you're using your grandma's smartphone, you can also play it.
Grandma can be a hardcore gamer.
Yeah,
right?
that's also true.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that answered most of my questions today. I guess last one before I go, I guess you guys already answered this at the beginning of the stream. Hard brackish. I kept getting asked by my viewers, and you ask them. So I just kind of had to do it so that you guys can, for those who just came into the stream late, maybe they can still get the latest information for the hard mode brackish one more time.
Yeah. So I got to put on my community manager mask again. So basically, how it works here in Delta Force Global is that we gradually open up the maps on all difficulties. Hopefully that's the case, because the biggest factor for us is a player, experience. We want to make sure your matchmaking experience, your, experience against, the enemies are the optimal. You want to be competitive, and in the meantime, you want to, do it in your own pace. So since we're just open up solo queue on Zero Dam normal, maybe we will have more feedback and data to go back and see if we can open up more maps on more difficulties. So be sure to follow us on social media, and we'll just keep you posted whenever we have the latest news.
Yeah, I think that's it for me today. Thank you so much, devs. Can't wait to play the new season.
Thank you so much,
Right.
Shifan.
Appreciate you. And before we go, I believe we'll. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
sorry. I
you.
just saying
Thank
I
you,
love
thank you.
so much of in the scansing Delta Force.
Yeah, and we also, love our community back. It's a mutual thing, right?
Yes.
So speaking of loving our community, let's take some questions from the chat. Chat, it's the last round of questions. Before we go, just
make them count.
Yeah, make them count. So this is really popular. Zombie mode win.
We are taking notes.
Yeah. So basically, along with the maps on all difficulties I just mentioned, we have been introducing mini modes like Team Deathmatch. More expand hot zones with more maps, and other entertainment modes where you can only use the shield, or you can only use shotgun or melee. Zombie mode is definitely
something we can totally consider.
Yeah, something we can totally consider because we're also first-person shooter fans. We know zombie might be the bigger players love it.
It's basically the garlic bread of first-person shooters.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna consider it, and it's a lot of fun. And what else do we have? Chat. Keep them rolling. Will destruction come to operations?
Well, that's interesting to think about.
Yeah, that's also interesting because for warfare, it's all about atmosphere. It's all about destruction. How destruction can build that kind of immersion. But when it comes to operations, it's more about like Joe said or our dev said before. It's all about information acquisition. How can you detect enemy spot, or you can countermeasure the other team. So that's also something interesting to keep in mind too. Yeah, I believe we can take one more question.
Yes, the last one for this beautiful night or day.
Okay, so this one's interesting. BFV Medic asks, motor bag in warfare as a vehicle.
Well, Kai just read over across the TV, so I'm sure he's taking note.
Yeah. So basically, do you remember we introduced a jet ski during the season 5, right? And along with the Cyclone, it's a really fun thing to ride around and carry your besties and
crash to your glorious death.
Yeah, right. So we definitely are looking to add more fun or more commonly used vehicles to the game, so it can be you can be both competitive and you can entertain. You can feel the entertainment at the same time. If there's a motorbike, I'll be the first to test it out.
Should we make a roadmap for next year? Maybe we should.
Yep.
But definitely not for tonight. All right, I believe that wraps up everything for this round of live Q&A. But we will always be available on our social media.